Heaven is actually a gift from God, not a reward for the good works that we did here on earth. So while other worldviews sort of emphasize working and deeds to be able to achieve heaven or to achieve ascension, Christianity focuses on belief and faith in Jesus Christ. So Christianity is the only faith that actually says that heaven is a gift, salvation is a gift from God, that we received it. And going back to salvation too, I just want to read out to you Romans chapter 10 verse 9, where it says, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Having said all of this, I want to just kind of walk you through why Curiosity led me to actually learn about all of these religions throughout the years. I guess what each faith brings to the table, and so from that then decide what is actually true. Because if someone just told me something is true, I wouldn't simply believe it based on the thoughts that I had, based on the things that I would do. I would be in constant anxiety thinking that, one day my Joseph thoughts would be so many to the point that I'd be too far gone, or I would never know at what point I did too much bad stuff for me to then be declared by God as excluded from heaven. So I would always question, I would always be anxious if I did good enough, or if I need to do more, or what if one day I'll realize that I actually didn't do as much good as I wanted to, and so what if I end up in hell? There's no guarantee as to where I'll end up after death, and so it caused me great anxiety, and the fear of death was something that absolutely tormented me. If that was to be true, then by my own power I'd be a failure, because we're all imperfect. We cannot be perfect exactly as perhaps one religion requires us to, because again, we're just humans, we're not robots, and even robots have flaws because they're man-made. And so that's that. My mind power was so weak that I could never, even if I tried to, regardless of how hard I would have wanted to try, my own mind could not have led me to escape from the cycle, so to speak. And so once again, I'd be a failure too, because by the condition that I had, which I could not control, this was not something that was in my own willpower. Once again, my mind was too overactive and also too weak to be able to just focus on being enlightened. Once again, if these faiths, if these beliefs were to be the ultimate truth, then it means that it should work for absolutely everyone, regardless of what condition they have, regardless of whether they're healthy or whether they are ill or whether they are weak or whether they are strong. It means that it has to work for everyone. And in atheism was just no option for me. I have seen way too much proof that there is a God, that atheism was just not an option for me at all on the table. And so that led to me exploring Christianity, because in Christianity, Jesus promises to us that by believing in him, by following his way and denying ourselves, even if we're not perfect, he asks us to come to him for our hearts to truly want him and desire him, and to want to be more like him. And so that is truly something that works for everyone. And back to the point that I mentioned, that my curiosity got healed. Jesus Christ himself healed me of it. And so this was an experience that I had last year. It was only last year that I came to Christ. I asked Jesus to heal me from this curiosity that I've been suffering with for many years.